you have this incredible cultural scene, and you have people who are trying to make the world aware of it, and then you have municipal government, which seems dedicated to stamping it out, unless it's huge and brought to you by a corporation, like Lollapalooza in Grant Park, or like the city-sanctioned Blues Fest. And I mean, Blues Fest is what Blues Fest is, but Maxwell Street is what the blues really is, and it's gone. And it's a tragedy. I just think that elected officials have a hell of a nerve to be trying to legislate something they have no understanding about whatsoever. And I mean, until the city council and the business affairs department comes here and comes with me to a benefit at Reggie's, to a Latin show at the Aragon, to a house party somewhere, to a VFW show somewhere, they have no right to legislate it. They just don't. They don't know what they're talking about. I didn't leave you any questions.
And that's fine.
All right.
When this ordinance resurfaced, unfortunately it left out this huge swath of independent artists. And so out of sheer frustration, we decided to take a proactive approach and just start hitting the city streets. And we hit up all the festivals. We hit up your Lollapaloozas and your Pitchforks and your Blues Fests and your Tastes of Chicago and all the neighborhood festivals. The response that we got was so great. People giving us stages, venues offering us tables. The response that we got from these folks, while welcoming, was also very impassioned. And so we began to record people's thoughts, which is how we got to this point that you're watching today.
Nobody asked the independent artists and the people on the street what they think, and so that's the reason that we decided, you know, nobody else is going to do it. We got to stop talking the talk and walk the walk and get up off our butts and do it ourselves. So that's the reason that we did this. And you know, it's been a lot of sleepless nights over the last month, and a lot of editing, a lot of organizing, a lot of trying to make sure that everybody's voices and everybody's points are heard. And there are so many more people that were involved in this that had something to say for this than we could include on this. I mean, but you only got so much time, and we just wanted to thank everybody. Strength in numbers, we got to stick together. This is just the beginning of something here. We got to keep it rolling.
Definitely something to build on.
Yep. Peace.
All right, I'm Steve Silk Hurley, music producer, DJ, and as far as the ordinance, it's really pretty crazy that they're trying to bring that back, because if it wasn't for the underground promoters and people doing the raves and things like that, a lot of DJs, like as far as house music DJs, wouldn't have gotten their start, or wouldn't have had a venue to get their name out there. You know, a lot of the ordinance is really not geared towards someone who's up and coming, who's trying to get things going, who's new to the promotion game and all that stuff.
I went down to one of the meetings they had down at City Hall, and it was like maybe about 8 months ago. And you know, it went well. They extended it. We got Alderman Burnett on our side. We got quite a few aldermen on our side, and also Ken Duncan, who's the state representative, I think he was out here today too as well. We need to let more people know that love music and art, and that's fashion and everything else. You know, so what's going to happen? They're going to become more guerrilla. I mean, because guerrilla tactics, that's what I did. You know, I think the guys that come up with some really creative ideas to, you know, guerrilla market, because you got the internet. You know, we don't need big corporations to push us. All we need is the word to get out to the people. You know, that's all we need. I have a good feeling in Chicago about what's going on the underground, and the underground is really where it's at.
The underground's where all culture begins.
You know, and let this culture stay where it is. I never want to put it out and pimp it. You know, I love it with all my heart and passion. I've been doing this for over 35 years. 35 years. So here we are, very successful day today. You know, Hyde Park, High Five, Paradise, 2008. Next year, this is my boy Surreal. Thank you, man.
Greg Cobb, music critic with the Chicago Tribune. I've been writing about this potential ordinance for a number of months now. What I basically said in those articles is that this ordinance could be really damaging to Chicago music, and it'll take a big chunk of the business out of the music clubs. It'll also prevent a lot of art and a lot of great music from being presented in Chicago. So it's a really myopic ordinance. I cannot imagine a major metropolitan city, a world-class city of the stature of Chicago, having an ordinance like this in the books. It's frankly embarrassing if this thing gets passed and we have to live under the aegis of this kind of ordinance. So I hope to God this thing doesn't go through.
My name is Sean Campbell. I'm the president and founder of the Chicago Independent Radio Project. And our concern about the Promoters Ordinance is the fact that what we're doing in providing a web-based radio station that focuses on Chicago music, culture, the arts, is that this really has a chilling effect on the types of events that are going on in and around Chicago. Seems like we're probably protected as a non-profit in the way the ordinance is written, but the fact is there are a lot of people who hold benefit shows at a moment's notice, not just for us, but for any cause around the city. Where they would fall is really kind of a question mark, but just even in a broader sense, in general, we love the fact that there are 16-year-olds who want to put on punk rock shows in the basements of VFW halls, and we don't want anything to stand in those kids' way. We love it that a website like Bookslut might want to do a reading where they have 50 or 60 people come out and there's wine and cheese and there are local authors reading from their books and people interacting. And our fear is that these small events that are the most adventurous, are the most creative, and are really what makes Chicago, Chicago, that a lot of those would go away because people can't afford to pay even $500, even the lowest fee seems really daunting to a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to deal with the paperwork, and instead of doing that, they'll just drift away. They'll do something else with their time. And some people might say, well, then they weren't committed enough. If they aren't willing to do that work, they're not devoted to it enough. But you have to understand that a lot of these people are doing this because of passion. They're doing it in their spare time. They're doing it outside their day job. They're not doing it to make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
My name is James Lauer. I'm a local artist here in Chicago. I've been DJing, producing, and promoting nights for many years now, and I love Chicago. And it's getting harder and harder to exist. Budgets are already very tight. There's already so many things working against us. We don't necessarily need another ordinance to be lining pockets of our government officials. At the same time, we can barely afford to pull off our own nights and bring in forward-thinking artists and do things that push things forward. It's tough enough without the promoter ordinance, so it's definitely not a good thing, and I hope we prevail. So you have my support. Thanks.
DJ Lee Farmer. Been in the business for 27 years now. Industry veteran, DJ, own a production company, been doing a lot of stuff. Fought against the Rave Act and we lost, and it was detrimental to my business and and the industry at large. And this Promoter Act, the way it was written, I haven't seen the revisions, but the way it was written before, it's really hurting the independent artist and the boutique promoter, and it's very detrimental to what Chicago was built on and the work ethic and the blue-collar society that we built among the artists here in Chicago. So that's something that we want to fight against, and that's something that I don't support. So kill that, kill it if you can, because I'm working on it. Holla.